All right. Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the So Far So Good podcast. I'm Ekta.
Do I go next? I'm Nisha.
Bro, what
Why
the
didn't
heck?
I do
And
it?
this is where we fight. No,
Oh
and
my
go ahead,
God.
Arian. Go
Okay,
ahead. They know who
anyways.
we are if it's the
I'm
fifth
Arian.
episode.
You even called out his name.
Yes.
So I'm just saying, why are we going this way?
We
Like, this-
always go that way every time.
Guys, let's not fight before the start of this
Alright,
podcast.
yeah, anyway.
So today we're going to be talking about something that unfortunately I think like 95% of people in America, and that's probably like, I'm being lenient with this number, struggle with, and something I've been really interested in right now, and that is our addiction to technology and to our smartphones specifically. So, did you have something you wanted to talk about before we started on this?
Well, I was just saying, if we have something interesting that happened to us during the week that, I don't know, is worth sharing, we should share that. I mean, didn't you say you had something crazy happen?
Nah.
What? You don't want to talk
No,
about
it's
that?
just been a busy day. That's all I have to say. But go ahead, talk about. I want to
Sure.
hear about it.
Okay,
Or do
okay.
I already know?
Huh? No, you already know. You and Arian already know because
Okay,
I
go
messaged
ahead
you
then.
guys on this. So those of you
Oh.
that work will kind of relate to this, especially if you work remotely. I'm sure we've all had that moment where you're in this huge group meeting and accidentally your audio is on. And I mean, that's happened to me where I was just like, it's a room of 50 people and I'm taking another phone call
Whoa.
during a meeting.
Yeah.
And that's happened to me. But basically the worst nightmare of mine happened to someone else. But no, but it wasn't the worst. I think I need to, I hyped it up too much.
No, what?
Anyways.
That was the worst thing that's ever
But
happened.
at least, so we were in a group meeting. It was, and it wasn't this group that we all know each other, la-di-da-di-da. No, there were people from different parts of the organization. Thankfully, the customer was not on here. But basically, one of the guys that was on the call, this was, I get it. It's an 8 a.m. meeting, you know?
Yeah.
You gotta, some of us be making breakfast while joining the meeting. Oh my gosh. I don't know what, no one's video was on. Okay. It was only these two people talking.
Oh my
and there was
God.
like 10 people in the room. And then this guy, I guess he joined from his cell phone, but he accidentally turned on his video and he was brushing his teeth. Yeah, I know.
Dude, the secondhand embarrassment that I get is so
dude, I felt so
crazy.
Isn't
bad
that
for this.
oh my gosh,
No,
guys.
but it gets worse.
And I was just, oh my gosh. Yeah, it does get worse. And I'm like, holy crap. Immediately, it went to the team's chat, but I typed in, hey, blah, 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 your video's on. But then before hitting send, I'm
Wait,
like,
wait,
I don't
wait.
want to do that publicly.
Yeah.
Bro,
Okay,
what?
good.
You
I
gotta
thought you were about
DM
to.
him, bro.
Bro, yeah. Do message him separately.
Yeah. And thank goodness I didn't hit send because
Thank God. That's even more embarrassing, bro.
and then so yeah, this guy was his video was on, but for some reason if I was running the meeting, I'd be like, hey, like I would try to save that person. I'd
would
be like, hey, your
say
video's on, you want to turn it off?
Yeah.
No, actually my first instinct was Teams allows you to mute people. So I was like, where is the turn
Yeah,
off video?
yeah.
They don't have that.
That's
So
crazy.
Microsoft
Yeah.
Teams, please let people disable someone's video.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know why they
Does
don't do
Teams
that.
not
They don't
do
do that. No, they
Like the
don't do
host
that.
should be able to disable someone.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
But they can, I guess.
yeah.
the
Don't
host was probably taking a nap. Like, it was
Bruh.
nowhere. I don't know. But
Dude,
yeah.
I don't know about y'all, but like whenever I'm doing something else during a Zoom meeting, I check like 10 times
No,
to
me too.
make sure
I'm
like
the most paranoid
video is
person
off.
ever.
Dude, and especially after this experience, I straight up got masking tape and put it on the video
Straight
sites of my
up,
camera.
dude.
I was like,
Can't take the
I
risk.
should never even, if I'm on my cell phone during a meeting, my
Yeah.
video should never be on.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Dude, he's
So
gonna go to
crazy.
sleep thinking about that every
oh,
night.
dude. And then I was like, okay, I'm just gonna DM him and please, hey, so and so, your video's on. That's it. I didn't say, did you mean to turn on? I just said your video's on.
Yeah.
But he didn't see that for 2 minutes.
I would hope other people messaged him too.
I'm pretty
like,
sure
he
other
should have
people
gotten
were.
a flood of like not DMs. What is this?
And then guys, so
Instagram?
then
I don't
then
know.
what he does
direct,
is
wait, private message him. That's what you're
yeah.
direct message.
Then what he does is he goes outside in his backyard. I'm like, oh, thank goodness we have left the bathroom. because everybody was like, I was talking to this other person on the side. She was like, "Oh, thank goodness! I thought he was gonna use the bathroom or something." And then, but no, he comes back inside. I'm like, "Oh no, oh no!" And I think he gets on his couch or his bed. I'm not sure. And you guys, you have your work phone and you have your personal phone. I'm not sure where he propped up his phone, but he had his personal phone and his work phone video was showing him laying there with his personal phone, and the man starts scrolling. And I'm over here like, man, I hope that doesn't look like Teams. That looks like Instagram, and this is a meeting we're having, and it clearly shows you're not listening to that person.
Yeah.
But anyways, I think everyone's forgotten about it but
No one's forgotten about it.
no,
Clearly not everyone.
No, I
Yeah.
almost forgot about it. It's like you let it go because you just
You
it
just
happens.
blasted him on the pod.
Yeah.
But I didn't say any names.
You didn't say any names.
Didn't
Nobody
say any
would
names.
know who this person was anyway.
This actually
So
happened at my
embarrassing.
old company. Not
Dang.
no,
Dude,
guys.
where?
I'm just trying to disconnect so people don't know which. Anyways,
Oh.
whatever. You guys are so
didn't
just
understand,
you
bro.
just believed it.
Dude, it's too late in the day for us to get that.
Anyways, so
Yeah, well, I'm glad you shared it because sometimes, like, every once in a while, you need like a reminder.
Yeah.
You know, for those things, like something terrible could happen.
I told myself I'm never taking a call. I'd rather miss a call, be late to a call, than take it in the bathroom. Just you.
Oh, yeah.
I can't trust
Just
technology,
don't
You can't
man.
trust
do
it,
it.
bro.
You can't
dude.
trust
Especially
it.
on your phone, you can accidentally just click it or like,
Yeah.
oh. Okay.
Yes.
Well, honestly, your coworker scrolling social media on his phone is a great segue to our topic.
Okay, we tied
Technology
it
is
together.
evil.
Clearly,
Yeah.
clearly we have problems. Okay. Okay. So I want to first start off by asking you guys if y'all think that you have some sort of a problem when it comes to being on your phone too much, and if so, to what extent you think?
Up until very recently, yeah. I mean, like the first, like it's more of like a, like you don't even know you're doing it type of thing, you know?
Oh,
It's like you realize too late that you've just like been on your phone like scrolling for a while.
oh my
And
god!
I think I mentioned this in like another podcast too, but it's like that's pretty scary, you know?
very
To
scary.
realize that you just like drop like 2 hours doing nothing and you didn't even realize it, that's pretty crazy.
that
Yeah.
it's almost like you're being controlled.
Yeah.
It's almost like you don't have a choice in the matter.
And it's not just like the phone thing, you know, like people have that in other areas, like watching like Netflix and you realize you watched for like 5 hours.
And that's
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
my issue is because they also have autoplay
Yeah.
to where it's so mindless for you to continue doing that.
Oh, wait, really?
yeah. You've never dealt with
Is that where basically next episode is already gearing up?
yeah, like it
Yeah,
just
that's
plays
crazy.
automatically.
It doesn't
to where
even
you don't
ask
have to
you.
boom, boom. Well, it asks you after, I don't know, a couple hours.
10
and shows like
episodes.
end with cliffhangers, bro. Is like you just got to keep watching like one more type
Yeah.
of thing.
Everything
Yeah.
is just geared to hold your attention.
And like we don't play
Suck
video
you
games,
in.
but I assume like this probably happens when you're playing video games too. Like you don't realize like you've just been playing for hours and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. I think video games might be even more addicting because people have been playing video games for years. And, like, anyone, like, that I know that plays video games, they do it for ever. They won't sleep
Dude.
all night. And they will do it forever because it's just so addicting. And I feel like video games, people don't talk about as much as your smartphones, but it's the same concept.
Because I think video games, we've just kind of accepted it.
Yeah.
And all these things are like made to be addicting. Like
Yep,
they're
yep,
made
yep.
to like for you to be engrossed in them for hours.
Yeah. So smartphones, and you guys already know this, but their algorithms are designed to
Did
keep
you
your
print
attention.
something out?
Yeah, I have a. I
Dude,
have a
we're
fun-
locked in now, bro.
Nerd.
This is professional now.
I got
This is
so
huge.
interested in this whole thing because I just started realizing, like, why do I always feel like I'm so busy? Like I have no time in life, but yet I feel like I don't accomplish much. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And so then I started thinking about
Dang.
what is it that takes up the majority of my time? And it's screens, it's television, it's my phone, it's whatever. And if I just could slow that down, That would add so much time for me, and I think so much more peace of mind. And then I started thinking about how like, wait, but it's not even like my fault. It's like phones are made to be so addicting, and we started using phones. At what age?
I got my iPhone in 7th grade.
I remember the first time
You got yours in
we
seventh?
got
I
our
got
iPhones.
mine.
6th grade maybe.
You got it when you were younger.
Yeah,
Even. Yeah. And Didi, when did you get your first?
I mean, didn't we get it together?
Oh. So
Probably.
we were all like 1 year apart.
I remember when we first got our iPhones.
Our iPhones, we all got them together. I
Yeah.
think,
Yeah.
That was the experience, but I don't remember the exact date. Arn
Yeah.
probably remembers that.
Yeah. So, okay. So, I don't know if y'all have heard of Larry D. Rosen. He's an author of this book called The Distracted Mind,
Oh no.
where he talks about, all of these, what our phone is doing to our brains, or why we're not able to focus as much as we could in the past, like why everything is so much harder for us to do. And he said that the average user checks their phone, guess how many times a day?
100.
Okay. You're
Yeah.
pretty close.
I would say maybe let's say 78.
It says 93 times a day. Now,
Yeah. But that's average though. Like,
that's
we
average.
probably
I think it's
do
more,
way more
bro.
than that.
I think
yeah.
it's more. Later on, I'm going to tell y'all like how long an average American spends on their iPhones a day, like their screen
Yeah,
time or
yeah.
whatever. But when I saw that number, I'm like, this is way less than what most friends that I know do. Okay, this average is probably being brought down by like 80-year-olds, okay, that are still here.
Yeah.
And iPhone has things like screen time, but I'm pretty sure the screen time division of Apple is so small.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their goal is the opposite of that.
They're only doing it because they're getting flack for it.
Oh,
like not because
yeah.
That's to be
want to like help.
That's for them to be like, oh well, sir, you have screen time.
Yeah.
But you could also add some more metrics, scary metrics like how many times have
Yeah.
you opened your phone?
Wait,
That
so
would be actually
there's a
more
Netflix show called The
control.
Social Dilemma, where it's literally app creators. I think that created not app creators, the people that created the original iPhone talking about their regret because they feel like they have created something that could destroy a lot of a lot of brains. Like it is not something to be taken lightly. I think a lot of people do, but this is one of the biggest problems that I think people, or at least the younger people, are facing these days. Because a distracted mind means like a shrinking brain. We're not using our brains as much as we do.
And so
Like
can we
we
pause
ever-
on that? I mean, have you guys, I feel like I have started becoming more and more aware of this this year, I would say, with the things that I've been reading online and whatever. It's especially with the popularity of generative AI, how your brain is just on autopilot.
Autopilot.
It's
What
the
is-
autopilot. So that, you know what that means? That means you're not actually working your brain. And what happens if you don't work your brain? It loses its abilities, its capabilities. And that's why like people literally say like smartphones are shrinking our brains to where we're not able to do as much.
I don't know if y'all heard like the recent controversial news, but apparently Los Angeles, the city of Los Angeles, they made a decision where like public schools, they ban students from using their phones.
Oh yeah.
during
And I
class.
think
I
now,
read something about that. Is it in LA or Chicago? You said.
I thought it was LA.
I think it was LA too.
Yeah.
I
way to be
think
ahead of the game.
I think
LA.
that's a great idea because they probably saw kids instead of at recess or whatever. I think definitely for elementary school kids,
Please.
get rid of the phone.
Oh, dude. Yeah, for sure.
Please.
Because I'm pretty sure during recess, instead of playing, people are making TikToks
Yeah.
or something like that.
Well, I feel like creating is even different than just mindlessly scrolling. At least you're using some creativity there.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it again equates to you're on your phone, you're looking because you're looking for what content do I make?
Yeah.
What music is popping right now? It's still
It's also just an excuse to not socialize, you know? It's
Oh,
like
yeah.
those years are when you build your like social skills
Yes.
as well. So if you can just just go on your phone the whole day and not talk to anybody. Like that's not a good thing.
Why do you think people are more anxious now?
Yeah.
Because all they do is
they have nobody to
something
talk
that
to, bro.
requires
Yeah.
no brain power. They just scroll all day. And then when it's time to actually do something, they're so nervous. They're nervous to go and talk to other people. That's everything you develop when you're younger, when you're not on your phone, when you're at recess, and then schools. I think maybe like if you told me a couple of months ago that LA was like the schools were doing this, I'd be like, maybe they're doing a little too much. Like maybe it's over stepping. But now I feel like that is exactly what they need to do, because if not, and especially with like the research that I've done, like their brains are just not going to be the same as how ours are. Okay.
Well, but you know, we're saying as how ours are. This is something
we're
that's
victim to it
we're
too.
victims.
Exactly.
Oh yeah,
Exactly.
and we're,
Right.
No. But even there are levels to it. The older generation, people older than us, they had phones for less time, so their brains were fully developed.
At
by
least
this
when
time.
we were in like high school and stuff, we weren't just on our phones the whole time in school. I don't know if y'all were.
but now
I
we are
wasn't.
clear.
No, I was not on my phone. I feel like I didn't get social media. I really didn't get social media until I went to college.
I just had YouTube. That's it.
Freshman
And you
year.
can't really watch YouTube
and I
during
do
school.
remember, right? YouTube did take up a lot of our
the
time.
majority of our time.
And I mean, how did you guys feel about that? There was YouTube, and we also had TV.
I watched a lot of TV.
We watched a lot.
Lots of TV.
Yeah.
We would come home from school and all we would do was watch TV
But
other than homework.
But then, to be honest with you, that's probably because our parents didn't really let us go outside. You know?
I mean, you gotta do something, right? I mean, I was thinking like we would also have those times where like we would realize we were reading for like 5 hours because like a book was so good. And
That's
we've like
facts,
lost
too.
that, you know? Now we don't like realize like, oh dang, I just spent 5 hours reading.
Because with reading,
yeah.
how would you say reading? I mean, besides the obvious, how is reading different than mindlessly scrolling on TikTok?
I mean, when you're reading, you're using your brain more than if you're mindlessly scrolling, right? Because you're reading a book, and then you're imagining it in your head. You're
Yeah.
making sense of words, you know?
Yeah.
So I think
It just seems so much better to me.
yeah, and I think
'Cause
because
it's
you
still
are using your brain
entertainment.
more. Like a screen is pretty much doing everything for you. You're just sitting there.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
no thoughts.
Yeah.
But when you're reading, you have to think to imagine. Because think about it. If you just read and you're not focused, you won't know what happened. So obviously you're utilizing your brain to do it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay. So we actually covered so many things like randomly, but let me just talk about the fact that, you know, some people may still say, it's not a big deal, it's not addicting, but okay. Excessive smartphone use presents itself a lot like addiction. This is all from the book that I'm talking about. And so when I talk about addiction, it's like kind of like to drugs, because whenever like smartphones are made to where it creates a dopamine response in your brain, which is exactly what like drugs do, right? And it's so constant, right?
become
And so when
dependent
you
on it.
lose the dopamine thing, you want it back,
Yeah.
right? So in that way, it's very addicting, okay? And it weakens the viral brain networks that control things like paying attention and stopping impulses. So you also lose your ability to stop your impulse because of like that dopamine reaction. This leads to withdrawal symptoms. Have y'all ever felt anxious if your phone is not around you?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but it's more just so like I can't communicate
You
with
can't
anybody.
communicate. I was thinking that too. I feel like I don't, but don't you feel like
I
you
feel-
need
honestly,
to
I
check
feel
with
more-
say
but
is
why
anx-
do you need
but
to communicate?
Ekta, I don't
with
think
your-
is anxiousness. You know, like before we move on to, can we just dissect this part right here?
yeah.
I don't feel, I wouldn't say anxiety. It's more like that withdrawal. It's that I really want to just pick up the phone because it's an instant hit of, you know, that there's instant gratification.
Yeah.
And I know that if I just open up Instagram and look at something, I get that high immediately.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, but even though it's like random
But
information.
it's like if you're doing something, I feel like it's almost freeing to like put your phone away, you know? Because then you're like,
It
I'm not
is,
going to be
guys.
distracted. Now I can like do whatever we're doing together and not like think about it. But if it's
Yeah.
like I'm by myself, I'm not doing anything, I don't have my phone, that it's just like, dang, like that sucks. You know?
Yeah.
You need to be doing something,
Yeah.
right? Or like find other things to
Occupy your time.
occupy your time. And that is, I feel like, usually where creativity comes in. Because you're
Ooh.
giving yourself that space
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
think of, what, and it's also kind of, remember last episode we were talking about, there's just so many things that we're doing every single day, just mind numbing, right? We're putting on music.
Yes,
When you play music, your brain isn't thinking. You are just bopping, you're having fun, or you're working, or you're on your phone. Or you're watching TV. It's that constant need to entertain the brain.
So
Yeah.
I started thinking about this a lot more when I listened to this podcast. It's a Mel Robbins podcast. I feel like she gets a plug on here all the time. I don't know if you listen
Shout
to
out.
it.
We talked about it, didn't we?
No, we didn't talk about it. So this podcast is called Before You Waste Time, Listen to This. And basically, Mel Robbins, she brought in Dr. Alok Kanoja, and he's a Harvard-trained psychiatrist who literally specializes in what technology does to your brain. Okay? So this is what he's spending and clearly if there are people studying this, like, it means that something is happening to your brain.
Listen, the scary thing is we all know this is a problem. We all know this is a problem, but it's getting harder.
Yeah.
It's like one of the hardest things you can do to unplug because
Yeah.
everyone around you is doing it. Everything around you, there's temptations. So it's difficult. I mean, I don't know. What are y'all's thoughts?
I mean, it's difficult when your life is still like moving forward. Like you're getting the stuff you need to get done, but you're still scrolling on your phone. It's like harder to like make yourself realize that this is a problem. If you're doing well at work and stuff, and your life is still progressing forward,
Right.
It's hard for you to isolate that thing that's taking up so much of your time and that's kind of hindering like the true success that you could be seeing just because you've been complacent with what like you currently have.
And before you know it, because the biggest thing is time is flying.
Yeah.
This stuff, I read somewhere, I don't know where it was, but if we continue with our cell phone usage the way we're doing, or screen time, 20% of our lives or 20 years of our lives is going to be wasted on a digital screen. That was actually very scary to me.
Yeah.
That was the scariest thing
That's that
ever.
time you're not getting back.
Dude, that's what they said on the Mel Robbins podcast. Literally
maybe
20
that's why I
years,
got it.
you are losing 20 years of your life on
Yeah,
technology. 20 freaking
Time you'll
precious years.
100% guaranteed you'll regret it.
You'll
you know?
regret it because you won't
You're
even
regretting it
remember
already,
it.
you know? It's like, what?
You won't even remember it. That's the sad part. It might be fun in the moment. After a while, it's just mind numbing.
Guys, so that's why I'm not gonna kid you. I feel like this is something I've struggled with, and I'm getting so much better at this, where I totally realize that honestly, social media does not add any value to my life. It actually,
Zero.
I have way more to lose than to gain. So the little that I do gain is worth losing, I feel. But I am like last night, literally right before bed, I was thinking, because I had just spent like 5-10 minutes. My feed sucks. People are gonna be like, that's because your feed sucks. You know, my feed sucks now. I just get things about celebrities, and then I'm over here sitting. Why do I care so much about their life? I am so annoyed. I spent the past 5 minutes reading about Justin Timberlake getting arrested. By
Dude,
the
I
way.
was so mad
By
that
the
they
way.
made such a big deal out of it. That's like
Wait, I didn't know
unrelated,
about
but I
that.
kept seeing stuff about it. I'm like, why do they care, bro?
Wait,
Like, it's
wait,
so
why
Why
annoying.
did he
What?
get arrested?
You know,
You're drunk driving?
drunk driving.
But it's like, bro,
Okay,
is he
then
like that
end of
big
story.
anymore? Like,
End of
No,
story.
okay. Well, wait. What is your thought on this? Why?
I don't know. I just saw the headline and I just kept seeing the headline. I'm like, bro, is our society like, is it this like, are we starving for any sort of
We're
drama
looking
that
for
like,
any sort of entertainment.
yeah.
So we don't have to focus on our own
Right,
lives,
because
bro.
It's like, I don't care, bro. Like,
I know, and they kept being like that. And
See, those are the things you're gonna waste your life on. It's
That-
so distracting.
and the other thing I wasted my life this morning, it was only 2 seconds, but just opening up my Insta feed, and it's freaking what's her name? Justin Bieber and
Hailey.
Hailey Bieber, it's just the pap took a picture of them leaving a hotel and she's dressed terribly and he's dressed terribly. People are like, they're gonna come at my fashion style. But I'm like, wait, what did I get from this?
Yeah, dude.
What did I get from this?
In this podcast, it literally talks about
because they're not doing anything amazing.
Yeah.
Look, listen, like just because you're an actress or actor, and at this point, especially with Bollywood, I keep getting a lot of Bollywood content. It's just nepotism. Everyone is related. I'm not even looking at talent. I'm looking at people that are getting big, getting things because of their connections. And so I just got really frustrated. And I literally considered, I feel like the only way I would never use Instagram again is if I killed my feed.
Oh my God, I was so scared when she said killed.
Oh yeah, I got rid of my feed. But then I thought about it, but I do have some really good pictures. So then I was thinking, I wonder if I'll be able to download those pictures. Guys, I don't think Instagram even allows you to do that.
No.
Download
pictures? It doesn't.
Download your photos. You know what I mean? Kind of,
your
let's
own
extract
photos?
my photos from my feed. Let me extract my photos and get out of here.
Wait, that's crazy. Dang. Because I don't think it allows you to do that. But just take a screenshot of the photos, bro. Like, that's it. I mean, it's the same thing. Okay. So on this podcast episode, it said something that really scared me. And it was that because we spend so much time on our phones, and any free time that we have, any ounce of free time we have, we get on our phones immediately. So at that time, we're numbing our brain, right?
Right.
And so our brain never
the biggest
has
thing
time.
is, can we pause? The biggest thing is, to go to the bathroom.
Oh, yeah, for sure, guys.
Given.
And the reason we do that is because we don't want any space for boredom in our lives. It's because we would be bored if we weren't on our phones.
Yep.
But what this guy, Dr. Alok Kanoja, was saying was because we don't give ourselves time ever to do that, we're pretty much losing our sense of identity. Like, we spend all day numbing our brain or doing the tasks that we absolutely have to do in life to a point where if we just never have time for our brain to
self-expression.
It's called processing, though. Like, something happens in your day, right? After a while, maybe you're driving home. That is your time for your brain to process that. And those processing times
maybe
is what
learn
makes you,
from it.
Yes, what makes you learn. What gives you ideas.
Almost give you a little bit of gratitude, maybe. Yeah. Hey, that was really good.
Like regret or maybe something like that. Like, they don't want to face the fact that, maybe I did like waste my whole day, or maybe I did like make some bad decisions. They don't want to think about it, So they just keep going, like, because we have like this whole like idea like we should just always live in the present, Yeah. Isn't it like a big like philosophy, like modern philosophy?
Yeah.
Like, stop living in the past, stop living the future, just focus on the present. And like, that's all good and everything, but in order to make good decisions, you need to reflect on your past. You need to think about where you could have done something different. You need to think about where you could have gone wrong. And it's not like, don't regret it, but think about how you can use that to improve your future. People don't want to reflect anymore,
Yeah.
People don't want to face those things that they did.
I think how I have taken that now is when people say stop in the present, it's almost put your phone down. Like, stop and smell the roses.
Yeah,
that's how I took it.
Yeah,
but I also get what you mean too about the processing. That ties into processing.
I think I have like friends and people I know that don't want to think about that stuff.
Yeah.
Because I think we're all subconsciously like are afraid, kind of. You know?
Facts.
No, I think that's very, very true.
Then does that go to say that it's now easier than ever before to not do
the reality.
We have this constant way to just not think, like, in our pockets all the time.
Oh my gosh, dude. I personally think I haven't faced reality for a while now, because I'm thinking about ever since I got my first phone and like YouTube was available to me, or like, do you guys remember Temple Run?
Yeah.
I love that game. That's how I remember that.
Yeah.
And I would just remember thinking it's so cool. Yeah. And I played it so much. But then after that, I feel like throughout high school, throughout college, the majority of my free time, like, I would just be on YouTube.
Okay. Oh yeah, no, I remember that. We also had an iPad, and then we would fight over the iPad or the TV.
So since when we got our phone to now, 27 years old, I am finally like letting it sink in that I was kind of like I was kind of trapped into this thing, and I never faced reality. I never really was like, wait, this has like, totally
what am I doing with my life? What am I doing with my life? And also, actually, it's and there's been times where I've been like, man, I'm pretty sure you guys have felt this way too, and other people too. Sometimes after you realize, dang it, I spent 5 hours on my phone, I want to just throw this phone out. Like, I don't want to touch it. Like, I want to like
my head.
And I wish I could do that. I feel like I would not be sad if all of a sudden one day everyone's phone stopped working. That might be the best thing that's ever happened to society. But if you want to, I feel like it's harder to change, because not just because, it's harder for you to change, but because of the way people are. Everyone else has it. Everyone else has a phone.
Yes.
So if you want to get rid of your phone, you don't have a phone, or I don't know, or you don't have a social media, people are like, is there something wrong with that person? Or although I'm more on the bandwagon of,
bro, I respect it.
I respect them when they don't have social media.
Weird, but I do think there are people out there that will think it's weird. Yeah. I think we think everyone thinks like us, but no.
I think about like, dang, you're not a victim. You know, you're free. You know,
you're free.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So today during work, I put my phone in the what's it called? In a drawer. So it was out of my sight, because I was reading about phone addiction, and there was like a research done where they found out that even if just you being able to see your phone, okay, even if it's turned off and it's just sitting there, is going to distract your brain from what you're trying to do, because your brain is addicted to it. So part of your brain is like fighting to focus on that while you're also trying to focus on what you're trying to do. So your brain has to work harder for you to get things done.
And I think in that podcast, I'm pretty sure I heard that one with the guy that you were talking about. He said something about, and he dropped some really good gems. He said something about just 1 second of distraction on your phone, you lose about, I'm going to be wrong, but it's a good number, like definitely at least an hour or 2 of productivity. Just one, because it's hard for your brain to like switch back and get in the flow.
Yeah. So you're essentially working harder to get your stuff done, which means you're accomplishing less in your life, in your day. But what I wanted to say was, I put it away, right? And I felt that sense of freedom. Yeah. I was like, wait, I don't have to think about anything but this work that I'm doing right now.
The shackles are off. The shackles are off.
It was a feeling of freedom. Like, I want y'all to try it, because I genuinely felt like, wait, all I have to focus on in this, it was so freeing. But then, as I was working, I realized, frick, I need my phone to check this. I need my phone to... So we are so reliant on it still. It's impossible to not check your phone sometimes. And so I kind of hated that. But yeah. But overall, I had such a productive day because I did that. Yeah. And I'm telling you guys, I am never going back to just having my phone right next to me as I'm working, because I'm always complaining about how much time I have, how hard everything is to do, when it's literally like, now I know the culprit. I know the reason. Okay, so let's be honest and tell everyone our screen time. Oh, yes. I wanted to do that. Okay. Wait, we should guess who has the most screen time. Dude, and did y'all check this beforehand? Because I didn't. No, I didn't check it. No. But wait, before you look at it, guys, don't look at it. Don't look at it. Hector, don't look at it. I don't have a job. What am I supposed to do? Okay, don't be embarrassed. Orange out of us three, I think definitely Arn probably has the most screen time right now, because like he said, he's not working for 8 hours a day. And then I think I might have the second screen time. Yeah, I'd be surprised if I had more, but do podcasts count? I'm always on podcasts. See, that's the tough part. Let's see. Let's look. I mean, that's also the thing. Because, like, I've been spending a lot of time, like, deleting photos from my album. Yeah, I know.
I'm like, that doesn't count, bro. I'm trying to.
But check your
be
average
organized.
for the week, year.
Okay.
I want to
Yeah,
see
yeah.
it.
Wait, you can do year?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Okay. Ew.
All right, let's do our average, daily average.
No, this is messed up. How did they get this number? This is messed up.
What is it, Didi?
I didn't think it was like that. Wait, no, never mind. It just refreshed. I feel better.
Okay.
Let's do the week average, so it's not like just the day.
Wait, it's at the daily average up here.
Yeah,
Where
mine
do I
is-
get week?
Can we do daily average first?
Yeah, that's what I'm
That's a
saying.
pretty
But like
good one.
over the week, right?
All
Okay.
right,
Yeah.
Didi, go ahead.
Mine is 3 hours and 8 minutes.
I'm actually surprised. I think you're lying.
No, I'm not lying, but that's because I literally I'm very intentional. I hate being on my phone.
These days?
Yeah,
That's
you know
awesome.
my last post was freaking 7 months. I feel so weird even posting now.
Yeah.
Unless it's something funny.
Me too. I don't think
It
I've
has to
posted
give
in
some kind of
years.
value to someone. You know, if it's a funny thing, something interesting I found,
Yeah.
that's the only time I'm posting. I'm not posting a selfie, or it's very rare. It's very rare.
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. My screen time is 3 hours and 34 minutes for my
Yeah.
daily average.
You still have more than me.
Yeah. I'm actually surprised because I don't even go on social media. Oh, we can see what apps we're
Okay.
using. Okay.
Aryan?
Aryan?
Mine's 2 hours and 58
What?
minutes. But guys, remember I deleted YouTube and Instagram off my phone?
Guys, not me having the biggest, average. I'm freaking upset.
Whose topic
Okay,
was this? Yeah.
let's
Wait, you
talk
deleted
about,
YouTube and Instagram?
Like 2-3 weeks ago. So
I think it's
Wait,
because
then
I
that's
have
not
more
bad
friends
at
than
all.
y'all.
yeah, it's
Just
not bad.
kidding.
Wow, interesting.
Dude, like actually no.
All right.
Okay, let's see what our most used app is and what's
this is
contributing
so
to it.
bad.
And mine's kind of boring, just Chrome. So whenever I like look up something, I use.
Dang, what an intellectual.
Dude, my
Like, what
second
are
one
you
is
doing?
Maps, bro.
Dude,
Dude,
y'all
what?
remember when
My third is Maps.
Bro.
Oh, wait.
Wait, what is yours?
Actually,
Go
can I say,
ahead.
okay, my top is, I'm so mad about this. Instagram. What I was talking
Ugh.
crap about.
Yeah.
How much? How long?
2 hours and 26 minutes.
Didi, that's your entire that's our entire Dude, what? Do you message people or no?
Messages fourth. But, okay, so one thing that I have started doing.
Wait, no one talked about mine.
Okay, what is it?
My most one is messages. 1 hour, 4 minutes.
Oh.
Then it's YouTube.
I hate messaging. I hate texting.
I hate it, bro. I hate it, but I have to.
I
do
hate
it.
when people, you know, growing up, how some people would be like, okay, nobody would say I want to be texting buddies, but like, it's like, stop trying to have a whole freaking conversation through a text.
Just
Don't
call
ask
me,
me
yeah.
how I'm doing. Please don't.
It gives me a headache now. Is it because we're old?
I love I think maybe we just got a lot going on in our lives. You know what I mean?
I don't think so.
Like,
I think it's because I'm
I
too.
think so.
I can't multitask and I'm too busy watching Reba.
Yeah.
like
No,
I
but that's what
can't.
I'm saying. Like, I'm too busy doing something else.
Yeah.
But I absolutely love when people are they just get to the freaking point. You know, the worst kind of messages are trying to plan over text what hangout to do, choose a spot, what time. I love it when someone just says, guys,
This
this
is what we're
time
doing.
here, this is
Yeah.
what we're doing. I'm like, cool, I'm
For
pull up.
Sure.
You know? Okay, Aryan, what's your biggest app? You said Chrome?
Yeah.
Wait, no, I want to talk about something. Do you guys, if you're talking to someone, do you frequently get on your phone for whatever reason?
If I'm talking to someone, no. And I hate it when people are getting
I
on
hate
their
it,
phones
dude.
when I'm
Biggest
talking to
pet
them.
peeve.
I love
Biggest
that.
pet
I love it when people. I do that sometimes.
I think
when
Didi
Derek
does
is
it.
talking, sometimes when he's talking, and I've literally given him permission now because that's absolutely disrespectful.
So-
you can take my phone and you can put it down
Yeah.
Yeah.
because he's always a priority.
But do you
Nothing
do
matters.
it? Are you doing it because like you have to respond to a message, or are you doing it because you're still trying? You're trying to like you're bored.
Or it's like you subconsciously did it. Like you didn't even realize you were doing it.
yeah.
Well, I like to think that I was already on my phone and then he started talking.
Oh my god!
I think
you
in
be
that
acting
case,
like Justin.
in that case,
bro.
you'd be like, just give me a second. Let me finish whatever
Yeah, I
it is
try
you're
to do
doing.
that, but
And
still,
then,
sometimes
you know.
it's like.
I even
But
feel,
don't let someone talk to you while you're scrolling. That's wild, you know?
And
Oh,
no matter
as
how
in,
much.
like it's wild.
And here's the thing: no matter
them,
how
for
much you
you.
think,
For you to be doing that while they're talking. That's what
Yeah.
I mean.
No,
That's
facts.
not the other way around.
Yeah.
and like no matter how much you think you're getting both, you're not. And the thing is, Derek would always do this to me. He would quiz me. He'd be like, "What did I just say then?"
What I just
But-
No, I like that. Yeah.
Because I I was really good, I'd be like,
Yeah.
What do y'all think of if someone's on their phones and then you start talking to them?
I mean, no, that's what I just said. I'm be like, I would expect them to be like, just give me a
Just
second.
give me a
Yeah.
second.
You know, but don't
and-
try to do both at the same time because our brains aren't wired to like multitask and like
They're not.
focus on two things at once. You know.
Yes. And they actually talked about that in this book. It's like multitasking is a myth. You can't do it. Have y'all ever watched TV? Okay, TV's on and you're scrolling your phone.
Oh yeah.
What are we doing, guys? The TV is there to entertain us, but that's not enough entertainment, so we're just mindlessly scrolling on our...
I usually do that whenever it's not at a good spot, or obviously something else has taken my attention. Immediate text, I gotta respond back to somebody.
Yeah. Okay.
Actually, correction. I was doing exactly what we're talking about. We should not be doing. Well, y'all were talking about.
I know. I was like, the camera will see it. Like the shorts will see it.
I was just trying to look if there's a way to download photos because I think I might delete my Instagram.
I could have waited till later.
I might delete my Instagram. It says in the settings and privacy, you can actually go in and get a download of all your photos.
Oh, shit.
That's all I need.
So that whole part where we
do
were
it.
bashing them for not doing that. Like,
I know. It's like uneducated misinformation. But
So
okay, can we talk about something positive though?
Oh yeah. We can't.
What,
talk
you
about
already
something
have
positive.
What, like a positive about technology?
No, we should
No,
talk
I
about
have something. Can
I think
Oh,
we should,
not related to this?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, related to
Related
this.
to-
Okay, Jesus.
I think we should talk about
Maybe
what
if
are
y'all
ways.
let me finish.
What are ways that we
Gosh.
can help ourselves and stop being so addicted to technology?
Well, that's not what I want to talk about.
But
so why
I-
don't you two take this, and then after you're done, we'll talk about my topic.
And Didi doesn't want me to talk about research so much, but there's one thing I want to say.
No, we got to talk about
I
more.
looked it up, okay? And they said, okay, because we don't use our brains as much and we're numbing our brains, we're losing gray matter, okay, which is very important for our brains. And if you have less gray matter, you're more likely to get dementia, schizophrenia when you're older, basically. And I looked it up and they said one of the best ways you can build that up is not only using your brain, but exercise. Wait, what?
Exercise is huge.
I worked out today. I worked out today.
Me too.
We
After,
woke up.
Dude, after hearing that, I'm like, bro, I want dementia.
Dude, working
Yeah.
out feels
And
so
I've
good.
There's no way that you're going to
Love
go
it.
out, do something active, and you're going to be more stressed than you were before. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
No,
you know?
no. But the fact that it builds up gray matter is kind of crazy to me because you're not really thinking exercise.
But you know how good exercise is for
Dude,
everything.
I think people literally at this point mostly think of exercise as like, oh, my body doesn't look good, let me exercise. But exercise is essential for your freaking brain, your body to
Obviously.
function correctly. Like it's not a.
I mean, hasn't
when
it
I
also
have
been
time, I
linked
should
to
exercise?
Hasn't
It's
it
a-
also been linked to just helping with depression and helping reduce
Yeah.
stress? Come on now.
And that,
I mean,
that obviously
your brain
is impact
is
to the brain.
connected to the rest of your body.
course.
Yeah.
If you neglect the rest of your body, your
course.
brain will suffer. You know, it just,
Yeah.
Of course.
like logically, that makes sense.
Yeah. So
Okay,
yeah, guys,
so what are
exercise.
y'all's okay? Active tip is exercise. Aaron, what is one way someone could limit social media usage?
Dude, I know it's hard, but just delete go
Delete
to
it, guys.
go to where the root cause is, which is like the app on your phone. Delete it. That's what I did.
It's the hardest thing ever.
And
Yeah.
like when I did that, I was forced to find other things to do besides just like being on Instagram the whole day.
Yeah.
Okay,
You know?
and see, one of my biggest concerns
And you
is
created something.
The reason I didn't want to delete Instagram was because I felt like I'm gonna lose my friendships, but it's the real ones you're already hanging out with. I'm not talking to them over Instagram.
Yeah, facts. Yeah.
But then I was thinking, oh, how am I gonna meet new people? But then I'm also like, I don't really meet them. And if you delete Instagram, and this is just that was just my genuine fear. Oh, am I gonna just completely, because you feel this protection around you, your follower count or whatever, or the number of people you follow. It feels like I know people. And then I'm thinking, if I delete it, then I don't know people. I only have my 6 friends that I hang out with all the time. But I just thought about this. I literally thought about this, and I feel like this is my way out, which is now it's going to force me to actually go do things outside in the world, and that's how I'm going to meet people.
Yeah.
Yeah, go
Well,
ahead.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm actually deleting my Instagram.
Dude, I also wanted to mention, like,
Instagram is gone.
I still check, like, Instagram, like, on my computer, like, at the end of the night, and it feels way better, because then you see new stuff. You're like, oh, this is what my friends are doing. Like, this is, like, what's happening in the NBA and stuff like that. But then I'm not going to scroll on my computer. Like, no one does that. You know? So I just look at, like, the new stuff that's on there, and then, like, that's it.
Aryan,
you know?
What you're doing is actually perfect, because research shows that 30 minutes of social media usage per day is actually good.
What the?
Yes.
I just said I'm going to delete my social media.
If you go over an hour, that's when it becomes the consequences. There are consequences. Before that, it's actually positive.
Because that 30 minutes is actually looking at photos of your friends.
Yes.
Exactly. It's making you happy. It's
There's
making
some positives to social media. You feel more connected, right? So a little dose of that actually helps you. It makes you feel good. It makes you feel more
that's
connected.
very tough for someone like me who has no self-control. For example,
just go on your computer, just like Aryan did. You're not
but it's so easy to just download the app.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Just go on your computer.
We're not zombies. You can't.
I can't.
It.
No, I can't. Look, everybody has their own level of
you
control.
need to get rid of it fully, or
that's how I work.
it.
That's why I do very hardcore things such as 75 hard, where I'm like, no,
Didi
no
is like all sugar.
There's no
sugar.
moderation with me. If I get cookies, that's why I had to get a container that locks the cookies for 5 days or however many days I want, and that's how it works with me. So I think sometimes
at least you
just
know
have
what
to
works
train.
for you. You know where you're successful.
It's unfortunate. I might have to just tell my friends, hey, if you post any really fun photos.
47 minutes. Wrap it up.
Okay, well let's
wait. Just whatever. Well, we can talk about this.
It's because Ecto was talking the whole time. I didn't even get a chance to talk.
No, we got some good stuff.
Girl.
We didn't talk about some good stuff.
Okay, where are we gonna end this? Oh,
wow,
I had such a
great.
We can do it. We can do a part two.
We're probably gonna do a part two because
we say this for every episode. We could do a part two.
I'm pretty sure we did that.
Will we do a part two? I don't know.
What
I wanted to cover. What I wanted to cover was because I felt like it was a little negative, right? We basically repeated a lot of things everybody already knows. What I want to talk about was
exercise.
How do we want to fill our life?
Yes.
If you took away social media, how do you want to live your life? So, all right, fine. I'm in charge of the next episode's thing.
Okay.
I'm going to come out with.
Okay, but then can I end it with something?
Okay.
I'm sorry, I did so much research for this. Okay, so what I'm trying to implement into my life, because I've learned that boredom equals creativity.
Didn't I just say?
Yeah, but what I'm trying to do is let myself be bored more. Like literally practice that in the daily. Like if I'm going to the bathroom, maybe sometimes don't have my phone. Or if I'm driving home, maybe not listen to social media. Or if I'm sitting on the couch, I don't have to turn on the TV.
You might have your next greatest idea because you didn't pick up your phone, you know? You might have think something.
So I'm going to practice that little by little. And
okay, guys. Thank you so much.
Why are you being the biggest hater ever?
We got to wrap it up. Thank you guys so much for listening. And I hope you guys learned something new and it got the brain chuggling.
We hope, what she's trying to say, we hope we motivated you to delete yourself.
Yes, thank you so much for watching, listening. Love you. Bye.
Bye, guys.